Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Indra Mangal, and I work in the Education Department at the Asian Art Museum. On behalf of the Asian Art Museum, I'd like to welcome you to today's virtual meditation program and thank you for your support. Before we begin, we want to acknowledge that the Asian Art Museum sits in the San Francisco Peninsula and is located within the occupied territories of the Ohlone peoples, Ramaytush, and the coastal Miwok. We remember their continued connection to this region and give them thanks as we live, work, and learn on their traditional homeland. We offer our respect to their elders and to all Indigenous peoples, past and present. I would like to introduce our meditation teacher for today. Shindo Gita Gayatri is a priest at San Francisco Zen Center. She began her practice in India with her spiritual master and guide, and then wandered extensively in the Himalayas and continued to travel for years. And her wanderings brought her to the San Francisco Zen Center. She started formal practice in 2005 at Tassajara and was ordained as a priest by Rushin Paul Haller Roshi in 2009. She presently lives and works at Green Dragon Temple, Green Gulch Farm, studying Buddhist psychology with Tenshin Reb Anderson Roshi. And here is Shindo Gita. Thank you.
You know, when we were in our mother's womb, we were in perfect meditation. So it's not that we don't know what meditation is. We have been, that is our original state. We are very, very familiar. Each person's body is familiar with what meditation is. It's not anything new. And we're just refamiliarizing and finding our way back to get a taste of that again. So it's not something that we don't know. So nobody is a beginner in that sense. So in fact, according to science or according to the Shastras, you know, this itself has created itself. So from one cell, it multiplied to many cells and it has created itself. And that process of creation has happened in deep meditation. So we are who we are through deep meditation. So we're just bringing our awareness back to that. So once the child is born and the child is in the world, and then starts getting familiar with socially interacting, and the world of a child starts growing. Initially, the child just has one or two people. That's the mother that it recognizes first, and the father. So it's just in that little realm, and then the world expands as the child grows bigger and bigger. Madame Montessori talks about the absorbent mind of a child, where the child is so absorbent at that age, and it's just watching and understanding the mother. You can see little children meditating on their hands, and then they see what you do with your hand, and then they try to grasp and use their hands in that sense. So and then the child's world, up to 3 years, the child is so absorbent and just learning to use this faculty of body and mind. And then after 3 years, then the child starts getting socially acquainted to the world outside, neighbors and friends, family, and larger circle of interaction. So then as we get engaged in the larger world, then we get caught up in our aspirations, achievements, goals. We're trying to build our lives around society, and starting to be independent people, yet at the same time living in community, in constant interaction with the world. So then we get distracted from that one pointed attention. And if you remember as a child, the first language that you learned, the first sounds that you heard, you can never forget that. That becomes your thinking language. So that was when there was undivided attention and complete mindfulness. And then we got, when that awareness was broken, we were born into time and space. And then, our world, we were bound by time, and then now we have to work and find our ways and look at the clock constantly. And so we are now living in a world of time and space. So then we forgot that original state of meditation with which we are actually born with. So it's not that we should not do that. There are no shoulds or should not. It's just that we have moved away from there, and so now we are relearning how to find that quiet, silent space within us. And particularly now during this COVID, the pandemic time, this is just the perfect time. It's just slowed us down, bringing us together. And here we are on the screen, trying to communicate and understand through the skills of each other. We're learning from each other. So that's a brief about what meditation is. And so I hope you all are in a comfortable position, sitting either on a chair or on a cushion. If you're on the floor, make yourself comfortable, and keep your spine straight, back straight, neck straight. So I'll give you a little posture guidance, because meditation is not something that can be taught. It's like if you invite a guest to your house, and you cannot sleep for the person. You can give them a good room, you can give them a good comforter, you can make sure that they have the best mattress, the bedspread, whatever. But ultimately, the person has to sleep. You can tell them the postures that they can sleep. You can turn right, you can turn left, and you can lie on your back, whatever. But ultimately, the sleep is something that naturally happens within the person. So similarly with meditation, I can give you suggested guidelines, and ultimately your body is your best teacher, and your body gives you the right guidance. So listen to your body. Your body is giving you the correct need, whatever you need as a person. You're individual, and so don't follow. You don't have to follow everything I say, but you just take what you need. So, so make yourself comfortable in your seat, um, holding your back straight, neck straight. Make sure your ears are in level with your shoulder, and nose in level with your navel. And before you sit, you can just align your body. You align your body. You can place your palms on your thighs if you're sitting on the ground, and also if you're sitting on a chair. And then rock your body left and right, side to side, and then come deeper. As you come deeper, feel the stretch in the hips, and then come forward, move to the right and backward, and then to the left. It's rotating in a circular movement. And then in the reverse direction, doing the same thing. And if you're sitting on the floor, you can rest your forehead on the ground if you can, and then you put your forehead on your left knee and then on your right knee. So it's kind of just aligning the body. And then holding your hand in a cosmic mudra. So cosmic mudra is you place your right palm uh, and you put your left palm over the right palm. So you don't want to hold it very stiff, because if you're stiff, you're breaking energy, and if you're too loose, you're breaking energy. So kind of in the middle way, and then you place this on top, and then the thumb tips are just barely touching, not touching. So this is the cosmic mudra. And why the cosmic mudra? Because when you sit and when your mind is not caught up with discursive thoughts or assumptions, judgments, prejudices, um, temporarily your mind is stopping that particular function of thinking over a thought, giving a thought over a thought. So when that happens, you are already in prayer, meaning you are one with the rest of the universe. So when you're sitting in this cosmic mudra and your mind is, the movement of your mind has stilled, then you are in prayer. So we don't use any chanting or imagery in Zen meditation. So it's just completely paying attention to your breath, bringing your attention again and again to the process of breathing. And this is actually called shamatha meditation in Buddhist terminology. It means calm abiding. So you're just finding that space of calm abiding within yourself, and you're starting to be compassionate and bringing loving kindness to your own body, to your own mind. Because you've been giving yourself, when you work, you're just giving yourself time and time again for your family, for your friends, for your colleagues, and where you work. But now, when you sit, if, whether be it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you're bringing complete attention and being compassionate to yourself here and now, and you're loving yourself. And you need that. And you really need to, you know, put, when you leave your shoes outside the door, you leave your work mind outside there as well. And then you settle down into this quiet time for yourself. And if you do this morning and evening, set aside a little time, you can bring calm abiding into your daily lives. So, so the function of meditation, what it does is, when it's like putting muddy water in a glass of, like, if imagine a glass of muddy water, and then it's all muddy, and then when you let it settle down, the and you're not moving it, it just, the mud settles down and the water is on the top. And then if you pour that water into the ocean, it just completely merges with the ocean. So that's kind of the concept behind uh, meditation itself. The Zen meditation that we do is, when we sit and our mind is stilled, we are, at that moment, even if it's for just one moment, we are one with the entire universe. So when you sit, we hold a deep gratitude for the stewards of the land, our ancestors. Indra talked about our, the ancestors of the land. So, you know, bringing to our mind as we sit, holding our ancestors and all the people in our lives who have uh, been part of our lives, and who have made us who we are, our parents, teachers, grandparents, ancestors. So just holding a sense of gratitude for everyone as we sit together. So holding your hand in this mudra, and there are two ways that you can sit on the floor. One is sitting cross-legged. Actually, if you even Googled into our, sorry, if you went into the San Francisco Zen Center website, there are several instructions, detailed instructions on how to sit on the floor comfortably and how to sit on the chair. So you can do that if you want more detailed explanations. But yeah, you can rest your, the, I don't know how comfortable you are because I cannot see you, but I can just show you how I'm sitting. I'm sitting on the floor. I don't know if you can see me. So I'm sitting on a cushion, and then one foot is resting here, and the other foot is placed on top there. And then, so it's called the Burmese posture. And so the basic idea is you want to have your knees, both your knees touching the ground. So that's kind of, it gives you a stable uh, sitting posture. And, uh, and then you hold this hand in cosmic mudra. You should be able to slide a paper between your thumbs. So it's kind of a mindfulness practice of holding it, not really pressing it too hard, not really letting it too loose, but keeping it in that particular posture. And then you rest that on your thighs, and keep your gaze, eyes looking down, uh, and be aware of the light and dark in the room, and then aware of the sounds that's happening in the room, outside the room, beyond the room. So keeping all your sense gates open, uh, the wind that's touching your skin, being aware of that. And then you roll your tongue to the roof of the mouth. You roll your tongue to the palate on the top, to the roof of the mouth, and and then keeping your mouth closed, keeping your gaze looking down, and then bringing your attention to your hara. The hara is 4 fingers below the navel. So uh, the breathing starts from there. So you can feel the inhalation and the exhalation. For a moment, place your palm on your hara, that is your navel, and place the other palm over it in a cup fashion, like holding it, cupping it there. And then completely exhale. Exhale completely. And you, with the exhale, you feel the abdominal region pushing in. And then pause for a moment, and then inhale. And as you inhale, you feel the abdominal area pushing your palms out forward as you inhale completely. So do that 2 times. So you're bringing your attention to that process of breathing, deliberately bringing your attention to the process of breathing. And when you're done with that, you can go back to the cosmic mudra. And so bringing all your attention to this sacred space here as we sit here together. And in 2 minutes, I will be ringing the bell. Um, and then we'll sit silently for about 10 minutes. Um, yeah, so roll your tongue in the roof of the mouth and breathe normally. So don't exaggerate the breathing. Just allow the breathing to happen according to your own natural rhythm. And you can also watch your breath at the nostril. Uh, you can feel the inhalation, you can feel the exhalation, and noticing the temperature of your breath. Is it hot? Is it cold? So being completely aware of the process of breathing. So bringing your attention completely to the entire process of breathing. So the full process of breathing begins with inhalation, a brief pause, exhalation, a brief pause, inhalation. So it's a cycle of inhalation, pause, exhalation, pause, inhalation. So just being with that and watching that process completely with your complete attention. Because where you bring your mind, when you bring your mind to breathing, then you cannot think and pay attention to the breathing at the same time. Somehow that process doesn't work together. Um, so, and breathing is the only thing that's happening here and now. So, as you're watching your breath, you are completely in the moment. By the time you say you're in the moment, it's gone. So, the breathing is the only process which is in our body and it's happening here and now. So, bring your attention completely to that process, and I'm going to ring the bell. So when I ring the bell, listen completely to the sound of the bell. So when I say listen completely, we're not just listening with the ears. You can listen with the whole body. So try to listen to the bell, each sound of the bell. I'll ring 3 times. Try to listen not just with the ears, but with the whole body. So your body becomes the hearing, and your body is listening to the hearing. So listen to it until the sound dies down, and then the second sound, and then the third sound. And then we'll sit silently for 10 minutes. Make sure your eyes are open and your gaze is looking down. every exhalation, let all the stress and strain of your body return back to the universe. And with every inhalation, breathe in fresh, renewed energy into the body. Bringing your attention completely to the process of breathing. Inhalation, pause, exhalation. Body upright. Relax the facial muscles, keep a smile on the face. Feel comfortable with the silence. When we come out of meditation, we don't really come out abruptly and suddenly. I'll ring the bell just one time now to end the meditation. Again, listen with your whole body and mind and sensate. So listen completely to the sound of the bell. And then we'll move the body, bringing ourselves out of meditation. So let's hold our hands in a Gasho posture. Gasho is uh, holding the palms together, fingers in the level of the nose. And let's just bow to each other before we rock our body. So we'll just come forward and bow to each other. And then to come out of meditation, again, you can rock your body left and right like you did in the beginning. So just rock your body left and right a couple of times. Very gently, gentle movements. And then again, rotate your hips, come forward, and then move to the right, back, and to the left again, and returning back. And then the reverse direction, the same thing. And if you're sitting down and you can bring your forehead to the ground, just bring your forehead one time to the ground. Rock your body to the left and then to the right, touching your forehead on the knees, if you can. And then come forward again and stretch yourself forward and come back to sitting posture. And then hold your wrist at the back, stretching your chest, pulling your chest up. You can do this in the beginning of meditation too. It opens your chest out and it also relaxes your body. So you can pull yourself, open your chest, and then come back to sitting posture. So if you want to get up and just stretch your body and then sit back for the Q&A, you can do that. Take a 2-minute break. If you want to just stretch your body, please feel free to do that. And then we'll get back in 2 minutes. Thank you.
If I could ask people to put questions in the Q&A or chat instead of raising your hand, because we're not going to unmute people unless you're not able to type in there. Thank you.
Good morning, Eva. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Stephanie. And thank you, Catherine.
I forgot to mention to you that the bell is distorted in Zoom. So you don't really get to hear the full quality and to the end. It's just the Zoom or the computer microphone.
Oh.
So I forgot to mention that. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I didn't know, I don't know what it sounds like. Here it sounds so beautiful. The sound of the bell. Yeah. So are there any questions or any comments? Lisa Boyer, you recommend doing this twice a day, morning and evening. Do you recommend a quiet room with no distractions? It's so difficult to find that these days. Yeah, I totally agree. In small spaces with more people, it is difficult. But yes, if you can find a small space which you can set up, it's also nice to set up like an altar, like you can use just plain water. And sometimes people put pebbles in the water, like in a glass little bowl, or sometimes just, a flower, just a flower arrangement or something just to set your mood. Man is a psychological being, so we feel so connected when we when the space is clean and it has that quality that brings meditation, because meditation is something that's within us. So to to bring that, to tap into that energy within us, it's quite helpful to have a space that is uh, completely assigned for meditation. Like even if you don't have several rooms, like if you have just one room, you can put a cushion or set up a space, make it look beautiful and inviting, so you feel encouraged and inspired to sit there every day. So if that answers your question, yeah.
That was Lisa. Let me ask these two questions together. They're both about eyes.
Uh-huh.
So one person saying, I was trying to keep my eyes open and looking down, but it
Mm-hmm.
helped me to close my eyes to concentrate on breathing and being less distracted. Is that
Mm-hmm.
okay? And then the second question from another person, you mentioned to keep your eyes down while starting the meditation. And this person was practicing a meditation, Isha Kriya, with Sund Guru on the meditation. It particularly says to look up, head up, so that we feel receptive naturally. Can you elaborate on that? So those are.
Okay. Yeah, Satguru's meditation, Isha, yeah, Isha Yoga. Yeah, I don't know Satguru's meditation. I've not done that, but keeping the eyes open is peculiar to Zen meditation and Buddhist meditation. It is more like not allowing the body to fall into a trance, like it is more keeping the body alert and awake. So these are just guidelines. Each person's body responds in a different way. So, you're welcome to try whatever works for you. Uh, but, the reason Zen meditation prefers to keep eyes open, which again, even within the Zen community, it's not very easy to keep the eyes open, because, like you said, Cynthia, I think the eyes does close. It does happen. I agree. And it happens to me too. Sometimes I prefer to keep my eyes closed, and sometimes I keep my eyes open. So, but whatever works for your body and for your mind, but it's just a guideline. And Zen meditation is more um, to see ourselves for who we are. It's not like recommending any particular state of that one has to go to. Like some meditation practices talk about hearing sounds or seeing things or something. I don't know, but there are different meditation techniques, and each tradition has its own focus. So within Zen meditation, this is how we do it. And Zen is more like keeping your sense gates alert and awake. Yeah, I hope it answers your question.
I have questions from the Q&A box now. I am interested in walking meditation. My daughter and I visited Green Gulch once, and I know walking meditation is part of the meditation experience. What can you tell us about walking meditation?
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a beautiful question. Uh, Walking meditation, like in within a Zen monastery, we sit zazen. Zazen actually comes from the Sanskrit word dhyan, which means meditation. So we're sitting for, let's say, half an hour, or let's say we're sitting for 15 minutes, and then we do a 10-minute kinhin, that is walking meditation, is called kinhin, and then we sit again for another 15 minutes. So we're carrying this mind of meditation throughout the time. So the body gets tired from sitting for some time. For people, 15 minutes is a long time. Some people, half an hour is a long time. And then when we get up and walk, it kind of helps our muscles and blood circulation to happen. And then kinhin is a very interesting process. It's like you have this contact with the earth, with every, and you have this mindfulness. You're sitting in the same, you're carrying your body in the same posture, and then you lift your foot and you place it down. You put your heel down, and then as you gently bring contact of the whole foot with the earth, you are in the inhalation, and then with the exhalation you move to the next foot. So you're learning how to walk actually. You're relearning mindful walking. So it's a beautiful process, and you're connected to the hara, you're with the breathing, and you're also moving your body, and it's bringing complete contact with the earth, and you're receiving earth energy through your feet. So it's a beautiful process. And yeah, it is keeping, and Zen meditation, it's more like even carrying the meditation out of the cushion, like you even continue watching your breath when you're working, like you carry it to your work practice when you're sweeping or cooking or chopping a gallon of onions or carrots. You're not allowing the mind to be caught up in discursive thoughts. You're just mindfully chopping and bringing attention again and again to your breathing process. So the whole day becomes, you're carrying the meditation from the cushion through all the rest of the activities in your life. So
I have two questions about the sitting. So, one person would like instruction on sitting in a chair during meditation, and the other person is asking the advantages of sitting cross legged.
mhm. So sitting on a chair, I think it would be good to have a backrest, like a pillow or a cushion to rest on your backrest of the chair. And then you can have a small little cushion on your feet to put your feet in. So, and keeping your feet together, uh, keeping them together so your body knows that you're going into a meditation mode. So your body is ready uh, for your mind your body starts cooperating with the mind to settle down. And then again, you put your palms intentionally, you hold it in that mudra, or you can just simply place it on your thighs, and then keeping your spine erect, neck erect, shoulders and ears in level with the shoulder, nose in level with the navel. So when you're sitting in that posture, your mind starts to settle down. So that's with the chair. And then sitting on the cushion, it's good to have a cushion or a zafu. You can spread a thick matting, um, you can have a blanket or any whatever you like, a thick sheet, thick space, and then put the cushion on top of it. You can even get a zabutan. We call it a zabutan, is the big square cushion, and then we put a zafu on it in the center. So when your back is slightly raised, then your knees are touching the ground. So it helps you come to fall into a comfortable posture. It helps you to sit long, and you can find your own balance. Like what works for you. You can even sit in seiza, or it's like sitting on a cushion with your knees together. It's a different posture. Um, yeah, I wish I can show you, but I feel so helpless because I cannot see you.
But what are the advantages this person wants to know of sitting cross legged? Would you
Uh,
say?
the advan- the advantages of sitting cross-legged is more, your body is, kindly, it's kind of spread out. Like you have to really spread your knees out, and your back is completely straight when you do that. Sitting in Padmasana or the lotus posture is ideally recommended. But like you place your left foot on your right uh, thigh and your right foot on your left thigh. So it actually stretches the back and it doesn't allow slouching so much. But when you're sitting on a chair, you tend to slouch more. But when you're sitting on a cushion and when you're resting, your back is slightly elevated, it keeps you upright. So sitting upright is very helpful because it brings attention and it brings more mindfulness into your body at that time as long as you're sitting in that posture.
Then one person wanted to know about the bell, that they don't have a bell. What would you recommend for home practice?
If you have a phone nowadays, like on the phone, on a smartphone, you can get different bells. You can time yourself, like the bells that ring. I think they have different kind of bells, Zen bell, uh, a Tibetan bell, and I don't know, they have so many choices as I understand. But yeah, uh, you can try it out. Look for those options, and I think you need to download the app, and then you can use it wherever you go. So your phone will serve as a purpose. Will do the bell for you. Keep your time.
We'll just take a couple more here. You mentioned we should breathe normally during the meditation. Would there ever be a reason to alter your breathing throughout the meditation, such as breathing more deeply or changing the length of inhalation or exhalation?
Yeah, that is. I mean, I don't recommend changing or altering the breath because breathing is the vital energy in the body. It's the prana, and the prana, you need the prana to even open and close your eyes. Uh, so when we alter the breath without proper guidance, it's very dangerous. It's very risky. Uh, I've seen cases of people even losing their speech from doing altered breathing practices. And, so it can affect in the long term, like when you keep doing it over and over again, when you alter your breath and, like holding the exhalation longer or inhalation longer or shortening either of that, can be very dangerous in the long run because it is the vital energy of the body. And breathing, is the prana is also responsible for blood circulation. So it takes the blood throughout the body. So somewhere, if something goes wrong, it can even be a physical um, disability until you get that right. So and these practices were never done without the guidance of a teacher. And usually the pranayama practices of the breathing uh, techniques were only taught to 1 in 1,000 students, only the person who is eligible for it. Eligible meaning like we are all normal people with conditioned minds. So with a conditioned mind, if we try to get a yogic state, something is out of balance. It's like taking a drug and trying to calm ourselves down. So it can have negative effects. So the safest is to just follow your own breathing pattern and not alter it. So just being with your own natural rhythm, because if you watch yourself, even when we get angry or fearful, the natural process of the body is the breathing becomes heavier. So it is a natural rhythm of the body. So each person's body has a natural rhythm according to their own temperament. So just follow your own breath and just watch it change. It will naturally change as you settle down into calm abiding.
So, our last question And this might as well have come from me as well. Sometimes the stress I carry with me makes it difficult to quiet my mind. Do you have any suggestions?
Sorry, I didn't get the first.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is sometimes the stress I carry with me makes it difficult to quiet my mind. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, you know, um, emotion is very much part of this body mind um, complex, the makeup of this body and this mind. There is a questioning aspect, there's memory, there's intellect, there's emotion. So emotional healing can be channelized by creativity. If you're, I don't know what your stress is about because I can't talk to you personally, but um, usually we feel stressed out when it's something that concerns the sense of me. And the sense of me is connected to emotions. And the best way to channelize emotions is through creativity. Like in Sanskrit, art is called kala. Kala is the word for art. And the same word kala, just the same Kala, the short word kala is art. And if you stress on the A, that is say kala, then it means time. So, what do you give your time for? If you keep diverting your time into something creative over and over and over again, if you bring discipline to that creativity each day after day after day, then that will help channelize your emotions. Uh, it will it'll help your emotions to settle down. It's like meditation for the mind. Art and creativity is for emotions. In Zen, we also have a practice of writing the Heart Sutra. So we set up an altar and, set up a time, wear fresh clothes, and with the intention you do something intentionally, giving time to something that you're interested and passionate about.
Wow. Whew, that was incredible. Great questions, great answers. I have to say, the stretching was really incredible. I have not done that before at the start of a meditation session. I want to thank you so much. It
You're
was an
welcome.
incredible session, and I thank you all for attending. This was a great way to start this week of appreciation. And I hope everyone goes out there and is safe and that we can end this pandemic very soon. Thank you so much, Gita.
Thank you all for coming. And
Uh,
yeah, wish you all well wherever you are.
oh, they're all you can see the thank yous in the chat
Yeah,
box.
I
Yeah.
can see that. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Thank you,
Oh,
Indra, for your
Christina.
effort and for everything. Thank you.
Well, yes, thank you.